So, back for another Funconventional, and this time we're going slightly off script. Graplocked will be coming next week, don't worry about that. But I'm going to be doing Diggersby this week, because you may have seen, well I hope you've seen, that in my May IC run, I was using Diggersby in that as well. And I actually did 2 runs of the IC on my second cartridge as well, and I used a different Diggersby on that one. So I'm going to showcase that team in this next week, so I thought it would make sense for me to do an actual Funconventional on Diggersby, given that I'm going to be using, or have used one Diggersby team, and I'm going to use another Diggersby team just for the next week as well. So, but Graplock will be coming. Don't worry about that. But yeah, this is the Diggersby that I used in the first May IC run that I did, the one that went onto YouTube. The other one I didn't record, unfortunately, but I'll be doing some videos with the team anyway. So this Diggersby, just going for pure power here with with the Life Orb as well. Diggersby is actually a very good Dynamax candidate. It's really, really strong with the huge power. With the Giga Impact being 150 base power as a max move as well, it rivals Durant. I can't remember which one is stronger, but they're like very equivalent. Like the max Giga Impacts against the max Flutterbys and Steel Spikes, it's very close. I think Durant just picks Diggersby, but it's like barely anything, and it's pretty much as strong. And Giga Impact gives you speed control. Like, it's the strongest form of speed control pretty much in the game that there is. Yeah, it's not as good as Max Airstreams, because I think that +1 speed for yourself is better than -1 speed for them, but still -1 speed for them. It's still good speed control, and it's doing a lot of damage as well. And even when you're just going for things like high horsepower to get your special defense back up, it's going to do lots of power. And even when you don't Dynamax, you don't need to Dynamax this Diggersby, which is the nice thing. Foul Play is a really weird interaction with huge power. Some people may not know that huge power actually doubles the power of Foul Play, even though you're using your opponent's attack stat. Which seems a bit odd, but that's how it works. So, Foul Playing an opponent that's got a really high attack stat is going to do a lot of damage. It can OHKO a Dynamax Dragapult that's just the Life Orb, no bulk one. Like, when it's Dynamax, it can OHKO that, which is very, very strong. And yeah, even against things you wouldn't expect it to do much damage against, like special attackers, you wouldn't expect it to do much damage, purely because that damage is doubled. It actually does a significant chunk as well. So yeah, Foul Play is a very good option on Diggersby. I think I would always have Giga Impact, High Horsepower, or Earthquake, and definitely Foul Play as well. And then the 4th move is just up for grabs. I went with Wild Charge as a way to hit Primarinas a bit better, so I don't have to go for Giga Impact to knock it out and lock myself into that move. And also to go for Max Lightnings to stop sleep, because with the Jolly nature as well, you do outspeed Butterfree, and it does give you a little bit more insurance against those Butterfree teams. But you could fit something like Fire Punch on if you really need to beat Ferrothorns. You need to have fire coverage, or maybe just fighting coverage somewhere to beat Ferrothorns, but Fire Punch is going to do it against the Ferrothorns, and it will be a reasonable way of hitting Durant as well. If you can just redirect and go for a Max Flare, that's going to roast that Durant. But if you're feeling really risky, you could go for Swords Dance. And if you get one Swords Dance, everything is being OHKO'd. So it could be a reasonable option. And like I was mentioning before, Max Airstream is slightly better speed control than Max Strike. But I personally wouldn't have Bounce, I don't think. I think Max Strike is enough. And yeah, if you just want Protect, that is perfectly reasonable as well. Because Giga Impact, Ground, and Foul Play really is all you really need. So move on to next Diggersby this is the Diggersby that I used in the second IC run, and you can probably see immediately what I'm going for with that change of 4th move. With the Choice Scarf, Diggersby hits at a very amusing speed tier. It does have to be Jolly Max, but it outspeeds Dragapult by 1 when it's holding the Choice Scarf, and that is highly amusing. Because you can outspeed and Foul Play KO it, which is really, really nice. But you can also outspeed and surf your own Colossal before the Dragapult moves as well. So it gives you a huge advantage against opposing Colossals. When they're using just the Focus Sash Dragapult, you get to attack first before their Dragapult. And yeah, it's really, really nice. Just hope that they're not Scarf Dragapult. But yeah, Diggersby outspeeding by 1 point is just meant to be. The fact that it learns Surf as well, you would not expect Surf coming out from Diggersby. And yeah, your Colossal can really get going with the Diggersby as well. And you can just Dynamax out of the Scarf as well if you need to. If the Colossal isn't a good Dynamax candidate in the game that you're playing, you can easily just Dynamax the Diggersby out of it. And even if you go with Colossal and Diggersby, go for Surf turn 1, you could just Dynamax the Diggersby instead of the Colossal, and then you've got 2 superpowered mons. So it is a really, really nice combination there with the Diggersby. And yeah, I'm looking forward to using it again through this week, because it was a lot of fun during the second IC, and I'm a bit sad that I didn't record all of it, so that would have been pretty good. And I actually climbed slightly higher with the second team. I climbed to 1680 something, as opposed to 1672 I think I did for the first one. So I actually did better with this upcoming Diggersby team. So I'm looking forward to showing that off. And I did use another Diggersby. I can't remember what challenge it was. It was some Rose Tower or Victory Road, but I can't remember which one. But I actually used this Diggersby in one of them as well. Because if you're just going for absolute power, then go with the Choice Band Giga Impact. This one isn't going to Dynamax as much, but yeah, it does a lot of damage with the Choice Band. I just didn't bother with any speed. I did have Trick Room on that team with the Gothitelle, so I didn't bother with any speed for this Diggersby. I just went for some reasonable bulk and then just the pure power. The banded Giga Impact Oko's things that are built to survive Durant. So that's pretty much nothing is going to survive if it doesn't resist that Giga Impact. So it's basically just a delete button. And another interesting fact about the Choice Band Diggersby, its high horsepower, just the regular high horsepower with the Choice Band, is as strong. I think it's definitely as strong. It might even be stronger than Excadrill's Max Quake. So you don't even need to use up your Dynamax to be able to do as much damage as an Excadrill would do. It's very, very strong. And like I was mentioning before, the Foul Play is doing more damage than you would expect to special attackers. I remember in that challenge, whichever one it was, I Foul Played a Gastrodon and did 60% to it. There were no boosts, like no Intimidate, so no defense boost or anything. Just raw, banded Foul Play did 60% to a Gastrodon. Like that's ridiculous damage. No, I did find one other thing. So I thought that the banded Giga Impact was the strongest standalone move of the game. I thought it was Flapple for a while. I thought it was Max Wormwind from Life Orb Flapple. Turns out it wasn't. Diggersby is slightly stronger than the Life Orb Flapple. But then I have found actually something that is technically stronger and standalone than Diggersby, and that's Choice Banded Iron Fist Focus Punch from Conkeldurr, but who's going to do that? But yeah, this is pretty much the strongest thing you would ever expect to run into with its just delete button, and it is actually quite nice. And yeah, Diggersby is definitely viable. Like, I've only shown you 3 sets here, and all 3 of them I've had some reasonable success with. Like the Life Orb one was the IC, the Scarf one as well, the other IC, and I used this one in a challenge. They're very strong. And yeah, I'll just move on to some partners for Diggersby. Like you've seen with my first IC run, I was pairing it with the Dragapult, so you can go for things like Max Airstream, so you can just patch up its speed a little bit, because it doesn't need to Dynamax, but when your Dragapult isn't a good Dynamax candidate, Diggersby very much is, so that can be very nice. Like I mentioned with the Choice Scarf, on the Diggersby, you want to be surfing your own Colossal, and outspeeding the Dragapults like that, it is very, very nice. And with Diggersby, you're pretty much just blasting through with pure power, so the Fossils are actually really good partners with the Diggersby as well. Dracozolt and Diggersby actually pair together reasonably well. Dracovish definitely benefits from the Max Strike drops that you can get from the Diggersby as well. So basically just blast through with huge amounts of power with this Diggersby, and I wasn't even intending for that to be a pun, but apparently it was. But yeah, that's going to do it for Diggersby here. I don't think I'm going to do a poll for this video, because then I'll be like backed up on polls, so I am still going to be just doing Graplocked for next week, because that did win, but I just wanted to deviate here slightly because I used 2 different Diggersby teams in 2 runs of the IC, and I want to show off both teams, so we'll be showing off that second team for the next week and then coming back to Graplocked. So look forward to that. Thanks for watching.